So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm actually getting things ready for the webbing. One of the things that you need to do, 4.5 inch strips. And I've got this little votive. I was using a lighter, but the biggest thing is, just trying to keep it lit all the time. So this seems to work out really well. I've cut them all the right size, and because this is nylon, we're just kind of melting the nylon so that it doesn't want to unravel. I'll let that one kind of cool off. We're going to take and fold 1 inch over, and then bring the other one in. And what you're looking for is you'll end up putting in, right in this other part down here, we're going to burn a hole. So what we're doing is we're putting this little screw in. And so what we're trying to do here is give a little room here so that that bungee cord will go through. That's what we'll kind of feather that through. So what I've done is I've just taken a nail, and it's a pretty good sized nail, and I'm just heating that up. It kind of occur. I'm going to we'll make that go up just like that. There we go. And actually, I don't know if I can, it'd be great if I could keep that up. Keep it. Yeah, it may just keep it warm, if anything. And then we just thread this through. May need a screwdriver. So we've got each one of these now, and we've kind of measured them where we want them to be at. There isn't really any rhyme or reason. I just kind of did a little bit of measuring, put it about where I wanted it at. I put, of course you saw the blue tape down there to measure that. So I'm not going to put the bungee on the back right now, because one thing that I could do is put the bungees on the front, and then a little later on both fronts, so on both kayaks, so they at least have a little bit of bungee look to them. Kind of do a little cross and then tie it. And the other thing, really, if I wanted to put, more bungee in, like a 3, all I have to do is put put some more of these little webbings. Gonna take and tighten this down here a little bit more so it doesn't move on us. Now then, there is a certain way to tie these. I'm just going to try to figure out how much. I think that's where we're going to go. We'll do this again. I need a knife or scissors. Now let's just burn the ends of these. Should be good. Because the one thing that first did was you did this. And then you loop this in. I don't think that was it. So there we go. Got one bungee on. Put some stuff in there. No bungees back here, but we also have this carrying hook back. So this one here, with the exception of putting some Velcro down on the seat, is ready to rock and roll. So that should be it with this one here. We'll check about getting the other one out, and we'll check to see if it's dry. So we'll be right back. Well, we are dry, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting this stuff in. I did take and vacuum, some of this stuff out. Still a lot of work on this, but let's go ahead and get our seat and everything else in here to get this in the water. So there you go. We're gonna let this dry, and we'll come in tomorrow and put the seed in, and then that will allow us to, I mean, this will end up just drying overnight, and if it's not raining, we're gonna take these puppies out tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and catch us when we're out on the water. Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. We are out on a pretty cloudy day, and it's gonna rain all day today, but it's clear enough so that we may be able to get this one into the water. But one thing that I do have to do first is I've got to put in this seat back. Now, a little different than what we had on the other one. Because I messed up on this, that's where that ply is at. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to put in material in here. That's where I'm gonna have to screw into. May have to, I know that this is double ply. Well, no, it's single ply here. So, and it is just holding it. It's not like it's using any weight. So what I'm gonna do is I'll screw into that, see if that works. If it doesn't, we'll put a little backing on the back of that. But we're not going to go up. We're just going to go in. But let's just get at it. We've got this. I have to figure out where to put that. We'll do that sitting down. So I went to Joann's and bought this Velcro, and it's actually the strip. So there are two sides, and it looks to be, I don't know how much, but it's a nice, there's a nice amount here. More than enough that we need in this seat. So I'm gonna cut, I'm trying to think of what the best way to do this is, because you know, if we want to come in here and work on this, we're gonna have to peel this up. I'm trying to think which is the best. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting two larger strips like this down, and then on here putting multiple strips like that, so that I can then adjust it front and back. I guess the question is, which one do you want down here? Do you want the loop, or do you want the, I don't know if it really matters. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and we're going to clean this. Get this nice and clean so that then we can kind of move things around. So let me go ahead and get some denatured alcohol and we'll clean this out. I didn't think you'd want to watch me do that. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because if it does get wet, we could pull this up. I think I'm going to put the loop down in here. Of course, I don't know which is which, so. So we're going to put 2 strips, just like this. Ooh. Actually, come to think of it, let's rethink this, because I think if we cut 2 pieces, because I've got to have enough for the other one too. And this is only going to be so wide. That's about as half as width of that. And it doesn't, the thing is it doesn't need to be perfect, because, you know, we're going to move this up and down. And I mean perfect from the standpoint that the seat just has to have a little bit of rigidity to it once it's in there. Now the one thing we're going to have to do is we have to put this in such a location well, that feels like it's really going to stick. I think it was like $14 or something like that. This is going to be a whole lot better because it won't slip around. And before, when we were out there, it was just slipping all over the place. So, if we kind of look at how this is from the back side, give us an idea of where this is going to be. Now, I guess the biggest question is, how's it going to stick on this? I don't know. That'll be an interesting part. I mean, if I have to pull this up, does this come up with it? Or actually what happens? Fits on my fingers really well. And we could probably put a little bit more up there. And I may do that, put some up there. Although it's more in the back. Okay. Now then. So the biggest thing is then getting this set in here. Not quite sure where it needs to be. Okay, so that is in there. And if it needs to be lifted up, moved around, it can. Now I did it on these far sides. And I'm not quite sure I end up gluing that in, but it may be good to even put some right down on that. But, you know, as you sit in it, I'm sure it's going to flatten out. At least this way it's not going to fall out. Hey, thanks for watching the bucket list. If you haven't done so, please subscribe, because that really helps the channel out a lot. And then also hit that thumbs up if you like the content. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications to catch all the episodes of The Bucket List. Thanks for watching.